Welcome again to another edition of DX Engineering Videos, and we're very pleased to welcome back to our video stream here Ward Silver, N0AX, who's visiting us today in Tallmadge, Ohio. Welcome.
Two-timer.
Yes, yeah. Well, you know, you're the kind of guy we could spend hours talking to, because I think you've got some interesting stories.
And then at the end you go, what did I just hear?
You know, you've been building a station,
yes,
your home station, and where exactly is that?
Well, it's 70 miles southwest of St. Louis in Crawford County, Echo Mike 47. And I was looking for a hilltop with a river on it, because Ellen and I both like canoeing and kayaking, and that part of the country is really great for rivers, nice clear rivers. But they don't make hilltops with rivers on them. And we got lucky and found this piece of property, and it's on a nice little ridge, and it's got 3 floatable rivers within 10 minutes of it. And so we said, deal. And so I started putting up a station. It's amazing. I wanted to do a real station ever since I was a kid, and so this is an opportunity to do it. And
you've been, as you've been building your station, you've been inviting some kids over, you know, some younger hams to gain some experience. How's that going?
It's a lot of fun, you know, and this is, we're talking, couple high school guys and a couple of college students, a few young engineers, and a couple old retired guys that sort of jump into this, and we're having a great time. You know, some of them had contesting experience, some of them didn't, and so I set up the station and said, let's play. Let's just get on the North American QSO party. You operate on that one, you operate on that one, and we'll just go. And the first time we got 18th. In the multi-2, and that was so much fun, and so they said, okay, we want to come back. And so we're getting a little better every time. People learning how to call CQ, which I'm sorry, but you're not born knowing how to call CQ, and you know, especially on 40 meters. And so we're learning how to do that, you know, and just one thing after another, getting better. They help on technical projects. You know, I still go out there and dig holes and get as dirty as a little boy, I tell you. They should have a chapter in the antenna book on dirt. So it's just a lot of fun. You know, we're just kind of all putting this together, and it's my station, but it's fun to have people come in and do things, as you know.
Yes, yes. Well, and there's a lot of creativity that goes along with that too, so that you're actually creating this station as you go along, getting to share it. But speaking of your creative side, what are the things that you're working on now?
Well, just finished a book on grounding and bonding for the radio amateur. That's such an area rife with misunderstandings, because the word ground means so many things. Sometimes it's a noun, sometimes it's a verb, sometimes it's an adjective, sometimes it's profanity, and you just wind up with so much misunderstanding. And so the book is about how to build a small, medium-sized station and make it play, and make it be safe, and build in a little lightning protection, and deal with RF management hotspots and things like that. And you can do it all with the same stuff, so it all works together. But the information is all going to be in one space, instead of a chapter here, an article there, a website over there. So that's the thing. We got a new handbook coming in with a lot of SDR stuff, and articles every month. It's a busy time.
Well, I know your dance card is always loaded up with stuff.
Seems to be. Yeah.
And now here we are. This is 2017 February, almost the end of February, and so your grounding book. When will that be available? Probably
by Dayton Hamfest. That was the goal, to get it out of the way before we do the handbook.
And when you're talking about the handbook, this is the ARRL
Radio Handbook.
Radio Handbook. And how long have you been the editor of that?
I started with the 2010 edition. So, and we started that in mid-2008. Mark Wilson and I, K3LR, who was the previous editor, and we took it all apart and put it all back together. And so this will be my 9th edition.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, that is just a tremendous resource. And it's not only for radio amateurs, it's used by professionals and
people studying electronics. It's a good book for somebody who wants to get involved with wireless data, because it just starts out, first part of the book is very simple, very basic fundamentals, and then gradually gets more and more specialized into amateur radio as you go. But chapter on power supplies works for everybody.
Sure.
For example, safety, RF safety, things like that.
So, and then tell us about the Antenna Book, because that's another one of your creations.
Yeah, the Antenna Book, I bought a first edition copy at the Lincoln, Nebraska Hamfest a few years ago. It's about that big, it's about that thick, 1939, and it was great. And there are still some drawings in the Antenna Book today that came out of the first edition, and as long as I'm the editor, there will be a couple. Just carry them through. But we try to look at what people are actually doing with antennas now and find material to address that. I'd like to move into some more of the interesting microwave type antennas, because we're doing a lot more at 902 and 2.4 and on up. Things like the inverted F antenna. Who's ever heard of one? Well, everybody who's got a phone has an inverted F antenna in their pocket. So AMs know nothing about that because we don't use it. And so we need to put that in the Antenna Book. And there's more improvements about antenna system design and selection and noise and propagation. Carl Lutzel Schwab, K3LR, is keeping us up to date on that. And both the handbook and the Antenna Book now have web pages as supplements to help out as well.
So, I mean, this vast array of knowledge, I mean, how do you keep up with all this?
Oh, I don't. I hire people.
You have a staff.
I have people. My people talk to their people. I don't try to convince myself that I know everything in there. There's thousands of people out there that are just a mile deep on any one of the topics, and so I try to find them and bring them in and say, what's exciting? What do you know? What's there? Edit it. Suggest things. Some things I write. Some things I have people volunteer, and it's great to have this big swell of volunteers. There's a tremendous amount of goodwill for these, and people are willing to contribute and do it with a positive attitude and get them in this book. We could double the size of both books if I had an unlimited budget and you could actually lift them, but it's a volunteer. I wouldn't say totally volunteer, but it's a good thing.
Well, I think I speak for every radio amateur that has been touched by something that you've written or said, and certainly you are a poster guy for giving back to
the
this
one
hobby.
Like this and the one like this.
That's right, and certainly we look forward to more of your contributions.
Thank you.
And we also look forward to your Spurious Emissions Band in Dayton on a yearly basis. Let's keep that run going.
Well, there we go. It's better known as our second practice of the year. Yeah, it's fun. We got some new material this year. We'll probably bring out a few of the oldies, but always got some new ones, and never more than one line away from a new song.
That's great. Well, thanks again, Ward, for coming in.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for watching another edition of DX Engineering Videos.
73.